Hi guys, so the other video that I'm doing for you today is my top 5 Rose Oud fragrances from my collection. So there are lots of Rose Oud fragrances in the market and there are so many nice ones as well which I have tried in store, but I don't have them in my collection. So the ones I'm going to present to you today are the ones only from my collection. So I've got more than 5 here and you'll see the reason why as we go through the list. So we're going to start off with the more expensive fragrances, and first up we have got Oud by Roger Parfums. So this one has amazing projection and is Rose Oud from the offset. You also get some lemon after a couple of minutes when you first spray it, but it also comes across a little green in the opening. Now along with this though, the other alternative I have for you is Heba by the Spirit of Dubai. So they are quite similar, but Heba on the other hand comes across more earthy and slightly musky with the Rose Oud. Both of these are super complex fragrances, but I think Heba is more complex to be honest, because over time there is a lot you can sense from it. Like you get florals and vanilla and lots of other notes from Heba as well. So overall, Heba is a Rose Oud patchouli scent with hints of musk. That's how I would define the overall scent. Whereas Oud by Roger Parfums is a Rose Oud fragrance with a slightly fresh opening and warms up in the dry down. In terms of projection and performance, both are very similar, which is why I've kind of paired them up together for this video. So for projection, I get around 3 hours from both of them, and performance is around 8 to 9 hours from both of them. Although I've heard some people say that Oud by Roger Parfums doesn't last long on their skin. But I personally haven't had that problem, and it has lasted at least an 8 to 9 hours on my skin. So the prices of the two, Oud by Roger Parfums is priced at £595, whereas Heba is a staggering £855. So obviously Heba is the more expensive one and the most complex one out of the two, but they are quite similar, and the scent profiles are a little bit similar as well, which is why, as I said, I've paired them up together. To be honest, I love both of them, but I probably prefer Heba a little bit more, and I would only wear Heba on a very special occasion, otherwise it just doesn't get touched. Then next up we have got Sahar Al Sheila by the house of Swiss Arabian. So this is one of the cheaper fragrances in my collection, and this is also one of my all-time favorite fragrances, and it has been for the last 4 years. So when it first launched it was like £30, but over time the price has gone up and now it's approximately £70. I have no idea why it's doubled in price because nothing has changed. So Sahar Al Sheila as well, it's a Rose Oud patchouli fragrance with fantastic projection and performance for the price paid. I highly recommend this one. I'm not sure how others have kind of experienced this fragrance, but for me it's mainly a Rose Oud patchouli fragrance. Nothing complex about it, it's straightforward. The performance and the projection of this is incredible, and that's why I would definitely recommend you get this fragrance if you like Rose Oud and patchouli. Then next up we have got another expensive fragrance, Oud Satin Mood by MFK. Sorry, I got stuck there for a second. So this one is a Rose Oud fragrance with vanilla, and in my opinion this is a show-stopping fragrance. This is another one that has like amazing above average performance and projection, and so it should be because of the price that you're paying. So this is approximately £235. With this one though, it's more of an evening occasion scent. I don't know if you can see it because it just seems to be getting darker and darker in the room. But this one is more of an evening occasion scent. You can wear it whenever you feel comfortable, but for me personally, I'd wear it in the evening for an event or a party. So Oud Satin Mood is your Rose Oud fragrance with vanilla. Then next up we have got Woody Intense from Arabian Oud. So this is a Rose Oud combination, which is more on the rose side than a heavy dose of Oud. Again, it's getting darker in the room and I don't know why, but let me try putting the bottle forward. Okay, so this one is, again, as I said, it comes across like a Rose Oud fragrance, but it does have other florals in there as well, like tuberose, but I don't really get tuberose from this. To me, on my skin, it just comes across like a really nice Rose Oud fragrance, more on the rose side than a heavy dose of Oud, as I said. But it's super versatile, it's unisex, and it's one that I reach out to quite often, no matter what the weather is. It's one that makes me feel very comfortable. So the retail price of Woody Intense is £130, but when it goes on sale it can go down to £91, and even cheaper if you're in the Middle East. So this one also has patchouli and musk, giving it a nice touch, but as I said, it's not so heavy on the oud. I really like how versatile this is, and especially how it makes me feel, like the comfort levels that it gives me. So if you want something similar to this, you can try Mancera's Gold Insensitive Oud. I can't even pronounce it, but I'll put the picture in the corner. Mancera's version is very similar as well, but it has a retail price of £124, and you can get it for £60 at discounted sites like allbeauty.com. Mancera's Gold Intensive, I can't even pronounce it, but that one basically, and this one by Arabian Oud Woody Intense are very, very similar. And funnily enough, I have the Mancera version as well. I just forgot to bring it down with me for this video. And then finally we have got Fama by the Spirit of Dubai. So this is actually a sample, and I love the Spirit of Dubai samples, so I'm not going to open it up because I don't want to like ruin it. But when you open this, it opens like a scroll, and then it's got all the information about the fragrance inside. And then when you take the cap off, you've got the sample inside the little scroll thingy. And again, it's getting dark in here, I don't know why. Anyway, but as you can see, my sample is almost finished because I absolutely love Fama. So Fama is a spicy rose oud. It's very complex again. There's lots of fruity aspects to it, and it isn't just about the rose oud. There's just like so much going on. So you've also got some coffee in this, and some vanilla, some incense. I don't find this animalic, like the oud in this is not animalic. But it's definitely different, and it's not your typical rose oud fragrance like some of the others that I've presented. So a 50 ml of Fama has a retail price of £375, and the 100 ml is £595. But the performance and the projection, as you can expect from the Spirit of Dubai, is just incredible. So if you compare it to Heba though, because Heba is also from the Spirit of Dubai, and by the way, I think these two are like sibling fragrances because Fama is from the first generation and Heba is from the second generation, so I think they're kind of related to each other. Fama is more of a deep notes fragrance, whereas Heba has more softer notes. But they both equally are very complex, and they just perform amazingly and project amazingly. So these are the top 5, well not 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got 6 actually. These are my top 6 rose oud fragrances from my collection. I love all of them, but the ones that I reach out to more are definitely Sahar, Sheila, and this bottle is completely finished by the way. I need to get a new one. And also Woody Intense is another one that I reach out to quite often. Heba, Oud Satin Mood, Fama, and Oud are obviously the more expensive fragrances, and I only wear them if there's like a special occasion or a reason to wear it, or like a wedding or something, or Eid for example. Otherwise, I don't tend to reach out to them as often as I do for Sahar, Sheila, and Woody Intense. So I hope you found that video useful. I have obviously covered more Middle Eastern brands here and niche brands rather than designer brands, but in my collection I've got more niche brands and Middle Eastern brands anyway. So obviously the focus of my channel is around those fragrances that I have in my collection. And as you know, that keeps growing as well, but I don't tend to reach out to designer fragrances, especially not now because with everything that's going on. I want to thank you guys for your continued support, for coming and watching my videos, liking them, sharing them, commenting on them. You know, your support means so much to me, and it gives me the encouragement to do more reviews for you guys, content for you guys as well. So please, if you are new to this channel, then definitely hit the subscribe button, and don't forget to like this video and leave your lovely comments, and I will see you guys soon.